All right, what's on the bench? So I found these batteries in a product, and I was just fascinated with them. They're super old school, but they still seem to have some life in them. So I kind of wanted to show them off. They're very, very strange batteries. They're rectangular. These are made by Sanyo, the Cadnica. They were one of the best nickel cadmium batteries back in the day. Everybody uses lithium these days, but yeah, I love the form factor. It lets you pack in a lot of battery in a small space, right? If you have these round batteries, they don't stack very well, right? But yeah, these flat batteries, look at that. Now I took them out of the product and I put my own. I have a spot welder for batteries, and I put my own tabs on it here to make a little battery pack here, three long. And they are 1200 milliamp hours. It says right on it says how to charge it. 12 to 16 hours at 120 milliamps, so very, very slow charge rate at 1/10 of the rated current. So let's look at a data sheet. Battery data sheets are interesting. All right, the part number is a KFA 1200. Nominal capacity 1200 milliamp hours. Now I did test it. I charged it up with their method, left it overnight, and the interesting thing is when you charge these things at 120 milliamps, they just kind of self-regulate. They just won't take any charge any longer. So you really don't need to do a voltage current thing. You just put in a current, and then it kind of self-limits to when it finally reaches its best place. It just kind of stops. So it's kind of an interesting charge. But I only tested it at 700 milliamp hours, not 1200. So I don't know how they performed when they were brand new. A lot of times batteries, I can never get the number that's on the data sheet. So maybe there's some magic they do in the factories to make these data sheets. But I measure about 700, which isn't too bad for such an old battery. Now, you can, like I said, you can charge it at 120 milliamps. You could also do a fast charge at 1800 milliamps, and then it only takes an hour. So, but you're not going to get as much oomph when you're charging it fast, and that won't last as long as well. Internal impedance, blah, 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 blah. Let's look at some graphs here. Charge time, yeah, so here's the charge time. So it depends on the temperature. So if it's 20 C, so it's kind of average for room temperature, then the voltage will come up to about 1.35 and then just stop. It just kind of flat spots. It just won't take any more charge. Like I said, it's kind of self-limiting. But if it's super cold, it'll go up to 1.55, right? Or if it's super hot, it won't even go to 1.4. So yeah, that's interesting to know. Let's see here. Here is a charge input cell voltage. Charge input percentage. So I guess this is if you're charging a 1200 milliamp hour battery at 1200 milliamps, that's 100% charge. And then 1C, no, charge input. I'm not sure what that means. Charge input, I would imagine it would be charge output. Yeah, see, here's your charging rate, either at 1.5 C or at 0.1 C. C means the capacity. So 0.1 C is the 1200 milliamps because it's 0.1 times 1200, right? So that's 120. Here's 1.5. Charge input. It seems like it would be charge output. Anyway, if you're charging it at 1.5, which is way more, right? That would be 1800 milliamp hours. Well, that's what it says. Okay, so it says you can charge it at 18, which is 1.5 times 12. Okay, got it. I got it now. So, but I don't know what it means by charge input. That seems strange to me. Anyway, then this one down here, discharge time. So if you're discharging it at 120 milliamps, then it'll last. Usually, if it's a 3.7 volt battery, but these aren't. These are 1.2 volt batteries, okay? So 1.2 volts. So you need a lot of them, right? So they're not like lithiums, which are like, go up to 4 volts, stuff like that. So anyway, so you stop it at 1 volt. So I tested this to drop down to 3 volts, right? Because there's 3 of them, right? And it should come down here to 1 volt and then say you can last 10 hours. And I'm only lasting about 7 hours. Okay, so age of the battery maybe. But at half an amp, at half of the charge rating, a capacity rating would be 600 milliamps. So if you drew 600 milliamps out of it, it would only last 2 hours. Okay, a little less than 2 hours. So that's what that graph does. Here's another discharge time, higher discharge. Here's at 1200 milliamps, and this one's at 2400 milliamps. It's only going to last about 20 minutes, right? Yeah, about 25 minutes. But so you can pull quite a bit of current out of them, right? 2 amps. Pulled 2 amps out of them for 20 minutes. Interesting. Here's another discharge time. This one's at 4C. So this would be 4 amps. Pulling 4 amps out of the battery, it only lasted 10 minutes, right? Maybe we should do that. Pour full amp. Yeah, maybe we should do that. And then this is temperature stuff. Yeah, let's take this and draw 4 amps out of it. That's just fascinating. Didn't know it would do that. So yeah, let's look that up. All right. I don't know what the charge is on these. I think they were charged up last, but we'll give it a go here. Let's hook it up to the tester. It'll tell us what I'm going to put this lead right here so it won't fall off the bench. Okay, so they're charged up to 4 volts. That's pretty good. They have that full charge. So we are going to set this thing for current mode. Okay, we'll do ISET of 4 amps. Yikes. ISET, 4 amps. And then we'll do battery, shift battery, and we'll test this down to 3 volts. And there it goes. It's drawing 4 amps. And I think it's going to fail very, very quickly here. It doesn't, nope. Yeah, it didn't last very long at all, did it? So yeah, maybe these batteries aren't real healthy right now. Let's go ahead and redo that test. Let's, yeah, we're only getting 0.01 amp hours out of it. Okay, so let's do, let's see here, let's get out of here. I think we need to do that again. ISET will do 1 amp. And we'll do the battery again, 3 volts. Yeah, they're doing better. They're doing better at 1 amp. Anyway, you get the idea of how to test batteries, right? Is you draw the current that you think you're going to expect from your circuit or whatever, right? You need to draw an amp, and then you put in some minimum voltage, and this thing will continually drain the battery down at 1 amp until it reaches 3 volts. And then when it reaches 3 volts, it will take the amount of time that was required and the amps that you used, and then it will do the calculation of amp hours. So you can watch it along the way, but it'll actually calculate that for you. So you don't have to do it in your head or pull out a calculator. Okay, that was a strange object for the day, a KF-A1200. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in batteries right now. I pulled these out of a piece of equipment, and then I also pulled out a bunch of 18650 batteries, which I'm thinking about doing a project with. So my next project will be to figure out. I think I want to put 4 of these together. So I found some 3D print files to make end caps, and then I can spot weld on the tabs and everything, and I can make 4 of these, and I'm going to make 2 of them, and then I will have like plus 12 volts, minus 12 volts. Well, these are what? These are 3.7. So 3.7, but so about 14 volts. 14 volts and 14 volts, and I can do plus and minus, right? So I would have the bench's quietest power supply for doing analog noise calculations, right? It'll just be battery, battery, no regulators, no nothing, just battery, battery. And it should be as quiet as can be, so we could use that to test the noise of circuits and stuff, or the noise of oscilloscopes, how they do in low noise environments and stuff. It's interesting, this battery feels a little fatter than the others. I wonder if it's swollen or it's just manufactured just a tiny bit different. It's interesting how your hands can just immediately feel the difference between things, how they can judge that. I mean, it's just a tiny amount, but it just feels just a tiny bit different than the others. Anyway, I digress. There you go.